Hello and welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. And yeah, we're trying to bring you daily uploads or a stream a day. We'll try and bring you an upload or a stream a day. And yeah, make sure to like the video and subscribe if you're new. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. We're trying to hit that before the end of the year. So if you can make that happen, that would be great. Today we're talking about Lopetegui again. I said yesterday in yesterday's video, if you haven't checked that out already, where we talked about the key players and the players that Lopetegui should be building the West Ham team around, that I'll be talking about Lopetegui again. And I've seen a lot of discussion. I've seen a lot of discussion across online and YouTube channels and just in general about expectations to do with Lopetegui. Now, this is the first time in a while where we're actually going to be trying to do a proper project as a club, something that we can actually build for the long term. Even though we don't really sack managers, technically we didn't sack Moyes, and we sacked Pellegrini. We didn't sack Moyes last time, but we sacked Bilic. Technically we did sack Allardyce. I'm pretty sure last year his contract, or maybe we did sack Allardyce. I'm not sure whether that was the last year of Allardyce's contract, but he was pretty much gone. Sacked Davram Grant, and I don't remember with Zola and that because it was a bit before my time, but in my lifetime, this is the 6th manager I've seen at West Ham. So, Grant, and when I can fully remember football, fully remember West Ham 2010. So, Avram Grant, Allardyce, Bilic, Pellegrini, Moyes, Lopetegui. So, it's the 6th manager. Now, I'm used to being a neutral in this situation where, a team brings in a new manager. And then what happens is you watch them in pre-season to see what they're going to do. Like last year, I tried doing that with... tried to see what Chelsea were going to do with Pochettino, and they looked good in pre-season, but I took that with a pinch of salt. The year before, I tried that with Man United with Ten Hag to see what they would do. I was just trying to watch... I just like watching pre-season games. I'm a bit weird like that, I'll be honest, but I like watching football. I am desperate for football, club football. So I like watching pre-season games just to see what teams get up to be honest. And I didn't really have much of a life, but when I get time, I'll try and watch stuff. And also the summer series last year was great. Now with West Ham United going into this, now obviously we're in a situation where the league position wasn't the forefront image of how the season actually went, because a lot of people were putting that forward to. Well, why would you sack Moyes if you're like 9th or 8th? Isn't that where you kind of expected to be? But there's context to everything in this situation. I believe that people should take in context when talking about, teams. I believe that context should be given when not just talking about, the stats and stuff like that, but people don't want to hear that. My expectations going into this with Lopetegui is I'm trying to see a style of play. That's the first and foremost. I'm trying to see coaching. I'm trying to see... Because even if I can see the general idea of what's going on, I'm going to be able to see a different West Ham United. And that's facts, because what is the style of play that we saw last season? Like, what was that? Because I don't know what we were trying to do on the ball. Like, even when, like, you don't have to be a possession-based side to talk about what you're trying to do on the ball. Because under David Moyes, we were a counter-attacking side. I saw what we were trying to do. I saw where we were passing the ball. If we were going to look back, especially in the lockdown season where we had a very good identity, we wasn't even like high-press football, but we were moving the ball quick as well. So we would go down the flanks, whip it across, get in the mixer. That was pretty much the football, and we would flood the box. But we'd also defended numbers, sitting back and trying to soak up pressure as well. And even then, sometimes the football was too defensive, where in other games where we could have won, like Old Trafford away, where we lost 1-0 via a corner in an own goal, or where we lost 3-1 to Liverpool at home at the time, or we drew 1-1 to Brighton away from home, where we were so close to getting Champions League football in that lockdown season. Like, with Lopetegui, he wants to play possession-based football. It's a bit more controlled, but it's not going to be like Pellegrini, hopefully, where it's fucking boring. Under Pellegrini as well, we didn't really have much of a structure. It was just the agents signing players and stuff. But however, like, some of the players we had then. Jesus Christ. Okay, I've just seen some West Ham news. I'm gonna have to. The reason why I turn my head like that is because I've just seen new West Ham news, so I'm gonna have to do a second video today. So you'll see that later. Literally, it just popped up on my phone. Fucking hell. Where was I? Yeah, it's not gonna be like the Pellegrini football where it was like very sideways. You know, I almost used to say when Pellegrini was out of club that it was like BTEC Arsene Wenger football. Like Wenger used to do this thing at Arsenal where the football was like can be a bit sideways, but you would have better players, and also sometimes it'd be way more effective with the players that you had. You got the best out of what he had, Arsene Wenger. With us, we were trying to play football with players like Robert Snodgrass, with players like Carlos Sanchez, with players like even Balbuena at the back. Didn't think he was that good. Zabaleta that was at the back end of his career. Ryan Fredericks that couldn't defend. You know, players like that. Chicharito on his own at times. So the striker situation was nuts back then. Obiang was coming to the end of his West Ham career, and it was just a weird team. Felipe Anderson was lazy as fuck. Yarmolenko was not good enough. It was a weird squad. However, I believe we have a way better squad. However, I also think that this squad needs major improvements. I'm going to talk about a certain player today because of the news that I've just seen on my phone. But like I've said this before, the rebuild needs to happen this season. I'm hoping for about 5 to 6 signings because that's what I believe that we need. Centre back is the big one. Now I've not seen Kurt Zuma linked with anyone, but Kurt Zuma is obviously in the back end of the season. I mean, at the back end of last season, not been good enough, but also throughout this season, there's going to be a lot of things about his contract. That's where we're going to get a lot of the West Ham at the way in a West Ham camp if he stays. And I believe the amount of centre backs we sign is going to depend on the amount of centre backs that goes. However, Ogbona's gone, so I believe we're going to try sign a centre back already. Again, apparently would like to move, but he wouldn't like mind staying here. Is from what I've seen is like I'm not going to throw my toys out the pram if I stay. However, if a Saudi club or a French league club comes in, I'd like to go. I'm pretty sure that's what the thing is right now. Zuma's going to have the captaincy rubbed off him, and Zuma's done. Zuma's done out here, so he's going to have to go. Obviously, Mavropanos will stay. Ogbona's left. But with Lopetegui, style of play is the main one. I would like to see us in the top half. Ideally, as long as it's not a relegation battle, we should be comfortable. I want to see it comfortably not in a relegation battle season, and that's a low standard because I want to be in Europe. However, I'm not going to expect that in the first season. However, in the second season, I will be expecting Europe, no matter what happens, because we have a structure now. So you should be able to thrive under that structure. And that's just my opinion. I believe that coaching makes so much more of a difference. Now, let me take you back to last season. Not even last season, but not the season just gone, the season before that. So the 22-23 season. I'm going to give you an example of a club we all don't like, Tottenham Hotspur. They had Antonio Conte. They thought it was going to work better under Antonio Conte. In that transfer window, Antonio Conte got a lot of B-list players, was clearly not happy but didn't say anything. Then in January, you got Pedro Porro and Danjuma. Danjuma that he never played, but Pedro Porro that Tottenham were actually almost close to fumbling. They drew 3-3 to Southampton. Then Conte threw a tantrum and left the club. And then they mutually agreed that they should end their part ways there. They were fourth in the table. However, that you would have expected a lot more from Antonio Conte, given the fact that, given the effect that he had when coming in. It actually feels like a very long time ago that Antonio Conte was at Tottenham. When their season ended, they were going after possession-based managers. I think they went after Arne Slot. I can't remember who else they went after, but I'm pretty sure there was a couple managers that either rejected them or they got rejected. I'm pretty sure they went after Nagelsmann. I'm not too sure though. But then they turned to Ange Postecoglou, and their first pre-season game was against us. And I could already see what Ange Postecoglou was trying to do. Their fullbacks were inverted. They had Harry Kane at the time, funny enough. I could see that they were trying to flood the middle, and they were trying to play through the lines. And it was a very fluid as well. It's very a lot of freedom within their play. But you can see, the point is, you can see instantly what they're trying to do. Now, at Lopetegui, I'm expecting 4-3-3. I'm expecting possession-based football. And I'm expecting a lot of players to actually benefit off them because their profiles, the word that gets said a lot in football, profiles are way more suited to this kind of football than the David Moyes type football. That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting that kind of football. Possession controlled, trying to find openings. Hopefully, we're trying to play through teams, but not overplaying out from the back. I'm not expecting to deserve your way out of it. But that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting a style of play, and I'm expecting a top half finish at least. I'm not gonna say, anything below that and he gets sacked or anything, unless it's in a relegation battle, because I know a lot of fans want this, because a lot of fans want to be proven right, which I don't think you will be. They want to see Lopetegui not do well, and David Moyes then come in for his third spell. If that happens, I will not come to the games. I will hand my season ticket in, for sure. That's just my opinion, and I don't think that should happen. I don't think it will happen because Steinen is now under control. So if Lopetegui was to somehow get sacked, let's hypothetically say, it's going to be another possession-based manager. Simple as that. So for all the West Ham fans that wanted to see possession-based football, we'll be a lot happier with this. Forget the time at Wolves, because he was in a relegation battle. It's a bit different to the situation he's in now. He's got a pre-season under his hands. But yeah, I'm just trying to see that. I'm trying to see some players that maybe didn't benefit under Moyes improve, but then some players need to go. I want Souček, Zuma, Soufal to go. Listen, I am not a fan of Aged. I wouldn't be mad if he stayed. Just to give him a chance under a new manager. And people are going to be like, well, you changed your tune. I will give him a chance under a new manager. Because we signed him for a different type of football. And I always bring context into it. However, I believe that he is prone to errors as well. No matter whether he's defending high up the pitch or defending in a low block, I do believe that he's just not that good of a defender. And I didn't really believe that the Man City and Liverpool links were true, because I didn't believe he was good enough for either team. However, you never know whether under a different coach. But we will see. We will see what happens. Again, might go. But I think it'll be for a price that's similar to what we paid for, similar with the Skamaka deal that happened. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you are new. Social medias are in the description if you want to follow me. The email for the inquiries. And I'll see you guys later today. Goodbye.